Things that I learned today when it comes to the business structure or opening a laundry services business. So far, we had nearly done all the paperwork that needs to be done for the franchise business. At the same time, I was able to activate my, subcontractor role, Uber version of our laundry services. Where in a click on a finger, a customer can make an order based on the services that I provide, which is wash, dry, and fold. I then do the service, pick it up, do the service, return it the next following day. I had two customers. It was kind of interesting. First one was giving me, I think it's like roughly about $80 or so, from after all the fees taken it down. The second one, on the other hand, it was based on, I think it's like $60, but that's before the fees. Overall, if you're having one load, it is not worth doing, because by the time you take in an account of between there and back, it's roughly, let's say, half an hour each way. So that's an hour. The physical job, maybe that's an hour, but you also have to have the wear and tear of your vehicle, petrol, administration for yourself. Not only that, you also have the wear and tear of your equipment. So if you're doing, from myself anyway, if you're doing this based on one load, it is not going to be worth it for you. You're losing as the contractor, or you're losing as a business owner, let's say. Now, yesterday we did all the paperwork, realizing, I should really speak to an accountant before I do sign the paperwork. Luckily enough, I was able to stop the paperwork. Works out to be that the structure of your business, it's actually a lot more important. The back end stuff. It is the boring part. It is so confusing for myself as well. So I chatted with my accountant. They're a little bit gibberish, let's say, talking the accounting technical term, but I was able to figure out which structure that I should be doing. So yeah, after having a chat with the accountant, and then what is the best scenario for us? Fortunately, we have to then open up a company. This is the most tedious part. It's probably, they teaches you this during our franchise training. Make sure your structure is correct. If your structure is correct, then it would not cost you heavily in the future. Okay, I didn't understand that. So having the correct structure for tax minimization, maximize profit as well, is probably an idea for you to do that before you're opening up a business. As a subcontractor, great. But if you're looking at this in long term, we're looking at about 5+ years or so. Probably having the correct structure is the best way. So because of that, I had to then talk to the franchise person and go, hey, I'd like to change this. Don't start this until the structure is correct. So yeah, something to think about. Have the correct structure of your company or of your business. So I had to stop what I'm doing at the moment. So structure is important. It is boring. It is probably time consuming. Your head a little bit not wired the same way I was. Information overload after they explained to me why we need to do this now. And as the franchisor as well, they even told me, guys, you might want to do that structure. So it's sort of, after taking a couple of advices, yes, it is a good idea to have this structure first. So that's not that. That's number 2 that I learned. Number 3, some franchisor or some franchise business, they don't really care about the success rate of the franchise business. As long as they sign on, that's all that they care about. They only care about the number of volume people coming in. Because overall, as a franchisor, you're actually selling the franchisee role. So the more people going in, the more commission you get. Let's assume that you get, say, $10,000 commission based on the sales. Whether they succeed or not, you're just looking at that as a volume game. So $10,000 every person that they sign up. Realizing that some people really, they're just doing that. They just want the sales, one after another after another. So just be mindful if you are looking to do that, to buy a franchise business. Because I was quite amazed the difference between one franchisor to another franchisor. So, and depending if you can get along with that person or not. After having a chat, getting to know my franchisor, which is the person that I'm buying it from, massive difference between one another. He goes, look, I don't want a hard life. I don't want people that I can see not being able to succeed. And yeah, there bound to be people that, signing in and then drop off for whatever reason and close shop. There's bound to be people like that. But the less people, the less turnover, the better it is. But on the other hand, some division, for example, lawn mowing, where some people don't understand that you have to do this job when it's hot, when it's really dry and very humid area. And some people might not be able to get, an income for a long period of time when it's raining, whereas you're pretty much either too hot or too, raining when you can't actually have a lot of customers, let's say. So in that aspect, the turnover for that type of division or that type of segment of the business, they tune in a lot of people. So that's the second thing that I learned. Oh, I don't know how many there is. The other one would be, look, the service that I'm doing is actually a luxury product, yeah? So it's a luxury item. So it does cost at a premium. I learned that if you're doing just one load from my franchisor, you're never going to win. Minimum 2 load. So it doesn't matter if the customer provides you with just one load or 2, minimum is 2 load. And his pricing structure is like, wow, okay. And how he priced them is pretty much like that. So whether you give me 1 or 2 load, I'm on minimum charge is 2 load. I'm like, oh. So those little things, the intricacy of that, kind of learn as you go. Because after doing that one job today, realizing guys, you really don't make enough money if you're doing just one job, one customer at a time. So minimum 1 customer needs to do 2 load. And what I like about the franchise business is that's set. I guess that's set price by you. Uber version, it's not set by you. So you don't know how many loads you're going to have. You don't know, if the customer going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4 loads. First customer gave me 2, was great. And then second customer gave me only 1 load, is like not so great. So I guess you roll with the punches. You learn as you go. And we'll see what it looked like. But yeah, an opening up the structure, speak to your accountant, speak to that understand how to create a business. Otherwise, implication in the long run, in the future, it would be a little bit more harder. I believe that is it. That's my learning curve for today. See you guys in the next video.